So for those who just joined, I just announced that the newest version of BrightInvestor got updated about 30 minutes ago. So make sure you go check that out. And we have our next version coming out probably in about 2 weeks, about 15 more upgrades and tweaks, things of that nature. So it's been good. We've taken a lot of your feedback from these office hours were incorporated into this session and this version right now. So get pumped for that. Really happy to have you guys guiding the direction of the platform. And for those who are here now, we pretty much just have the time to answer questions. If you guys have a market looking to analyze, a deal you want to analyze, if you have some questions about using BrightInvestor better, or questions about the new version, or anything that I can do to help support you. And if it's okay, we'll probably start with Chester, because I think I just saw an email I got from you, Chester, about a deal you were looking at. And I don't think I've had a chance to respond to it yet. So I want to go ahead and take the time and make sure I address those questions. Chester, my main man. You there, buddy?
I just realized I was on mute. Thank you for that. I was talking away and I was like, oh, I've completely forgotten about that. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the email because I was actually looking at another deal as well that literally came across. Where is the email? Here it is. Okay, yeah, so 1732 Lawndale. Let me put this one back in. So I was in the middle of crunching up the other one, or crunching the numbers on the other one, I should say. So
Is an on market or off market?
this one, I believe is on market. I believe both of these are on market.
Okay, so 1732 Lawndale Street, hop over to Zillow. It's showing that it's sold 8 months ago, and I'm showing the same thing here that it was sold. Maybe you have it on.
I think this one was a flip. I think that's why. I think this one was a flip. Because
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
think. Oh,
showing
you're saying it just got. Oh, you're saying it just got flipped. That's what you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I think it
Okay.
was flipped and then because I'd seen it I think this was the one I'd wanted to show last week and then uh I think we were gonna you were saying, hey, shoot me an email. I thought I had hit send that night and didn't realize that I did not hit send. And I was like, okay, I'll just look at it on Saturday and something came up, so couldn't do anything Saturday. Or I couldn't join Saturday. But believe this one was a flip. Because yeah, like it was like April or so time frame, and it's only now being put on the market. And this one I believe is a duplex.
Yep.
Um,
See the duplex 2 unit right here. Okay.
yeah.
Well, let's check it
So
out.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
So
So the property is going to be these 2 bedroom of these are it's a two. So this is probably one bed, one bath units.
I
Yep.
bel let me double check. I think this one was 4-2. Trying to open. I'm opening Bright Investor, but it's like not telling. It's saying that there's not any details. So I'm gonna just refresh it real quick on my end.
Yeah, did you
But
clear
I
your
believe
cache?
it's
Because the new version just came out 30 minutes ago. So if you haven't cleared your cache yet, you'll have to get it.
okay.
That's yeah. Now, one of the upgrades we're working on is making it so you never have to do that again. It's just something where basically we have to code a solution to where we reach into your computer and fix something from our servers so you don't have to do that anymore. So it's a bit finicky, but
Gotcha. Okay.
look at the still link here. Okay. So well, at least a 2 bedroom, one bath apartment in this area rents for about $1,000. Now I can see most of my rent comps are a little bit further away, of course, towards Dearborn. So what I'm going to do with our new and improved um, rent comp table is I'm going to go ahead and turn off anything that's a condo or townhouse. So it'd be a bit more accurate.
Nice.
And I'm going to go ahead and turn off anything that I think is too big. These are about 1,100, 1,200 square feet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that puts me much more confident and we'll filter by distance. So my closest comp that I'm using was renting for about 954. Okay, so between 950 to 1,000 feels pretty good here.
Yeah.
I have my insurance at actual cash value about 165 a month, and our brand new market trend section. Dolores, I don't think you were here on Saturday when I showed off this new version with this part. But this is the inside BI. This is the new rent comp table where now we take all the rent comps and we list them out. So just like sales comps, you can filter them on and off however you want.
That's
And you can
exciting.
actually, if you guys want, a little side note, if you click on the address of one of these rentals, we'll open up the Zillow link for that address too. It'll take you right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Now,
I've
for
nice.
the
seen
market
them.
trends, we've now taken some of the market data in BrightInvestor and just summarized it here. So now, without having to go to the appreciation tab, the price per square foot tab, the days on market tab, the new listings tab, population tab, or income tab, we summarize that here. So looks like this area is up 30% over the last year for appreciation, Chester. That's pretty great. It was trending
Nice.
down until about April, and then pretty massive shoot up, which is good to know. Things are trading for about $100 a foot on average,
Yeah, those
and we're
look like
about
just
30.
those
Mhm.
seasonal fluctuations.
Yeah, and that's a pretty significant seasonal fluctuation. I mean, going from 365 down to 151, that does make me think there's not going to be very many listings. Yeah, yeah, not a lot of listings on the market. Only about 35 listings. You know, there's more on the market now than there were a year ago, right? This area was averaging, geez, almost only 17 properties on the market a year ago. So when you have listings that low, your pricing is going to fluctuate because you have such, you have a very small supply of data to pull from.
Gotcha.
Now, this I think is really interesting. We look at this population growth over the last decade, right around 2017, we started seeing year over year declines. And right around 2017, the exact same time, we started seeing year over year gains in income, which is pretty interesting. That's actually, I
Yeah.
love having that chart side by side like that. 2017 was a turnaround right around here. Now it's
Yeah,
still
I
a
know
lower
that's
income area, but we talked about that before in Detroit. It's a little bit lower income for this particular zip code.
yeah, that
So,
was also like right around the time when the city was kind of emerging from receivership, basically like the municipal version of bankruptcy. So that kind of
mhm,
makes sense. Um,
okay,
and then also, the I don't want to call it like acceleration point, but of course, C-19 also kind of played a hand into that. But it
yep,
seems like things are starting to really kind of turn around, so to speak, after like 22. That's why I wanted to kind of see a little bit more data, like for 23 if it's available. But you know, seems like I
yeah.
mean,
That 23 data comes out like I think this week or next week for census. So we'll have that available here really really soon.
oh, nice. Okay.
Yep, that they do their releases in Q4 of the year. So we'll be pulling that in the second that it's live, thankfully. Now,
Okay.
for this deal, I mean, if based off the rents we're seeing for $1,000 a unit right here, total gross rents about 2K with our everything plugged in here. I mean,
Mhm.
heck, if you could buy this thing for 80 grand, sales comps are telling me this thing's probably worth. We're gonna turn that off. We're gonna turn that off. We'll turn that off. A lot of the nearby stuff. We're gonna turn this off. And we'll turn, yeah. Could be worth up to about 130-ish. 130-ish based on nearby sales comps. So maybe about $60 a foot. So definitely less than what the zip code's been averaging, around $97 a foot. Plus, these comps are all pretty close by. So if we plug in a valuation of about 127, 20% down at we just had the Fed just did a rate cut today about 25 bips. So we don't know how it's going to impact our work here, our interest rates, but let's say we keep it tidy at 6.6%. And if it's a flip, our pre-rent rehab is probably going to be pretty low. So I'm just going to bump that to 2K just in case. A little extra paint, a little extra something, something.
Mhm.
and you manage it yourself, correct,
Uh,
Chester?
no, I've got a PM up in Detroit, so that's 9% for
Okay,
the PM fee. But I take care of, like, I've got a reserve.
reserves. Yep,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. That's also one of the other upgrades coming out, guys. The next release is next release or two is your preference setting. So Chester, in your account moving forward,
Mm.
you'll be able to come in here and say choose what you want the repairs and vacancy and capex to default to every time,
Nice.
instead of having to change it. So just another tiny thing you'll be able to tweak and make it more your own.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be
Okay.
awesome.
So with our numbers here, I mean that's a good deal. $760 a month in cash flow, a 31% cash on cash return, and a 7 cap. That's a
And
great deal.
and then one more thing, the tenants pay the water and sewer.
Oh, great. Even better.
Yeah,
Yeah, even
887.
better.
That is nice.
That at 127, I think it's a solid deal. And you talked before about putting larger down payments down. I mean, if you did 25%, I mean you're getting a great deal here. Um, Now let's
Wow.
be conservative. Let's go on the lower end of our rent estimates, around 945. That puts us at $1,900 a month. You're still at almost an 8 cap, almost a 28% return. Uh,
Wow.
yeah. So if you can pick this up for the 127, I think it's worth it. And putting 25% down, I'm going to put a little bit of buffer on the interest rate there just in case. But I definitely like what I'm seeing here as far as a long-term rental. I feel very confident that this would be a good cash flow machine for you.
Nice. Yeah, this really looks good. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do, Chester, as always, I'm going to make you a bright report right here.
Sweet.
I got to change that hot pink. I've had this hot pink on for way too long. I got to change my colors. Um, and I'm going to put this in the chat for you.
Awesome. Now I do
Because
have
remember,
I
on the bright reports now, the bright reports now also include the rent table that you can tweak and make and change, and that does now include the extra market research of the population and income.
nice.
All right. So what was your comment? Sorry, go ahead.
So I had one other one that I wanted to look at as well because I was just like,
Okay.
this one just popped up. This is I can put it in the chat too. It's 15795 Monte Vista Street.
All right. Said 15,795.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it should be 48238.
Okay. Pop as a listing. I said it's brand new. Yeah, okay. 105, 42, 1200. So this is why we have this now, guys. This is new. Click this pencil icon. We can change that to on market.
Nice.
So remember, this is all customizable now to make sure it's everything you're seeing is as accurate as possible. Okay, so you've been active 4-2, single family, absentee owned, free and clear, cash buyer. Okay, so they got okay. Looks like there was a foreclosure back in 2022. Someone picked it up. Looks like this might be a flip or a rehab project if I'm going to take a guess. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, more definitely a flip because I'm like, this thing looks pretty much ready to rock and roll. And the fact
yeah.
that um
Finished basement. Yep,
yeah, I'm like really into or I'd say I key into near turnkey level properties, and this is like something kind of right up my alley. So just went, like I said,
sure.
wanted to kind of take a look at it.
Yeah, I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. Now, almost the first thing that I'm taking a look at here that is just a flag for me, and I
Mhm.
recommend is the square footage and the number of bedrooms. So a 1,200 square foot house with 4 bedrooms, that's that's a mismatch. I mean, you'd want to at least have a three, probably a 3-2 at the most. I'm betting that they're calling rooms here bedrooms that really shouldn't be used as bedrooms. Um, to maximize, they're probably they might be calling that a bedroom right there.
Okay.
Now, that's not a bad thing, but like that's not, you have to install some level of, curtain or door or sliding barn door there. I see the kitchen. They're not showing me the dishwasher. They're not showing me the fridge. That's something that I
Yeah,
would keep in mind.
yeah, usually
Uh,
in Detroit, and that is one of the other things. So I'm glad you had mentioned that. Like, I'm also hearing about that in a few other like Midwest places like Indiana, and then like a few places in Ohio. Not everywhere, but it is common more for tenants to bring in their own appliances versus a landlord to actually supply them.
yeah, and that's fine. Roof looks interesting. Or ceiling looks
Ah,
interesting. Not bad thing, just definitely more not as common material. That is probably being called a bedroom. That's bedroom right there. The windows do look original, so the windows are not updated. It's not a bad
hmm,
thing, but it is something to keep in mind. The basement does look semi-finished, which is nice. Now the woodwork down here does need some touch-ups, but there is things you can do with this basement. Don't know what's going on there. But the property, I like that. I like the brick building, pitched roof. That looks good. So let's run some numbers here. Now, when I point this out, right, I'm looking at these comps. If I try to find other 4 bedrooms and other 2 bathrooms, I can find some. Let's go ahead and look for properties that are similar vintage. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not getting a ton. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and look for properties that are only the similar square footage. Here, we're going to say 15%. Yeah, okay. So when we look at properties that are similarly sized, similarly vintage, and things that sold most recently, this thing should be going for about 80 grand or about 66 bucks a foot altogether.
okay.
Now I see we could turn off this one. That one seems to have been a little bit lower price, which might be skewing us a little bit. And this was an estimated valuation, so we can turn that one off and that one off. If we take off those 2 comps, we're definitely a lot closer to 90 bucks a foot. So what I want to do is check out this one. And remember, we can just click on the address and pop open its the listing. So this one is pending for 55 grand. So see, we're pulling that as a comp, even we still in this area, but there's no
Okay.
actual, but it still hasn't quite sold yet. So see, we're pulling both active comps and sold comps, showing you that
Ah,
information, right? We're showing you a lot of good stuff here. Um, and this is currently going for 55K. So I
I-
mean, if that one sells for 55 grand, okay, then
I'm
that
I'm
means that we should probably go ahead.
I'm kind of curious now because looking at this one where this is not quite a flip, but maybe the one on Stansbury, that one might potentially be a flip, you think?
Hmm. Yeah, so you pop that up, right? And we're seeing they're saying it's a 4 bed, 2 bath. It's about 100 square. Oh wait, it's actually, yeah, 150 square foot larger, right? Has to comply with HUD guidelines. So I probably want to know what is HUD guideline 24 CFR 206124. What that means. You check that out as a comp. Covers the sale, acquisition and sale of property for home equity conversion mortgages. Okay. This is a reverse mortgage foreclosure sale. The property cannot be sold for under the list price. The seller will not make repairs. The seller will not contribute. Oh, this is a reverse mortgage foreclosure. This person
Interesting.
getting foreclosed on. Okay.
Ah, okay. That's why.
Yep. So that's probably what's dropping the price there. So that one, then this property is probably appropriately priced, right? We can see our rent comps, our sales comps right here. It's
Hmm.
a little bit, larger. I mean, a little bit higher on sale price, but it's a little bit larger overall. So let's go to our rent comps. Now, what I'm going to recommend is we not run this as a 4-bedroom
Okay.
because my anticipation is that they're calling things bedrooms that most people would not rent out as bedrooms. So I want to see what happens if you run this as a 3-bedroom. And it's about the same. Okay, so you see a 3 and 4 bedroom here are renting for about the same price of $13.50, which is great. That's what we want to see.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off all the properties that I think are a little bit too big. Some of my favorite things about the fact that we did this upgrade is I can turn off the stuff that I don't like. And I'm going to turn off some properties that I think are a little too small. And I've still got a ton of comps. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty rock solid here about my ability to get about 13.50, 13.35. Our insurance estimate's about $93. Okay, so over here, home prices are going up a bit. Price per square foot's averaging about 61. And things are taking about 2 months to unmarket right now. So definitely slowed. I mean, housing market here is definitely slower than usual.
Mm-hmm.
I got as fast as 47 days, so it's definitely slowing down going into the winter time. Look at that. Population again declining at an even faster rate and stabilized. It's basically stable since 2019, and income has grown pretty consistently as well, but still pretty low income, less than 30 grand.
Yeah.
So, but definitely a lot more listings in the last area too. So there's definitely a lot more transactions happening here. So
Yeah.
we're buying it a little bit over median house price right now, but it is a duplex, not a single family. We're paying a little more price per square foot. Again, it's a duplex, not single family. Um, I don't love the population decline pretty much at all. But we talked about Detroit, that's a flag we have to decide that we're fine with. So let's go ahead and go to the numbers. So a single family rental should rent for about 13.50. Pop that in. If we were if they pay for water, sewer, trash, if you do your management and then you do your repairs, vacancy, and capex like you like to do, and you did 7% and you did your 25% down for list price,
Yeah, that's not
your
bad.
it's not bad, but the other deal's better.
Yeah.
Return wise, if I had you, if I was pointing you either direction, I'd point you towards a duplex over this one. But
Okay.
17 cash on cash isn't bad. Um, it's not bad. It's just not my. It was not my. I tend to skew towards if you can buy multifamily, buy multifamily, especially when those returns are a little bit better. But I'll pop this report in the chat for you.
Agreed. Yeah. No, definitely appreciate it because I was just like looking at it and I was like, the numbers are like they looked excuse me, appealing initially, but that's why I was like, let's get like a more
Yeah,
comprehensive, so to speak, look. So definitely appreciate kind of doing a little bit more of a deep dive because, the area, like it's definitely one where they're like from what I have been seeing, just looking, sort of anecdotally across Trulia and Zillow and rentals.com and like a few others. I can't even think of them right off the top, but like if it's in halfway decent condition, it's basically, a couple of weeks and it's gone. If
sure.
it'll sit a little bit longer if it's like if it needs some TLC. But
Yep.
for the most part, like this type of market or environment where properties that are in halfway decent condition are like going fairly quickly. This was not like this back in August, September. Like I could look at something, you know, pristine and be, what was this one like 110? I could look at something for like, 90, 80,000 and it sit for, weeks. Now personally, I think that's part of it is because of um the election. Because that was something where it seemed like it was just, regardless of whether you're buying something or renting, like it seemed like the market was frozen. But then afterwards, kind of just, you know, the market sort of unlocked almost. So
That makes sense. Now I'm checking out the schools. You guys notice that we updated our schools as well to be easier to understand. So now they are on a below average, average, or above average scale. So we have the Schultz Academy for Technology and Arts. So most of the schools are right around below average. I've got some charter schools here, which are all right. So not great, but okay. Check my franchises nearby. Already checked the Lays. No. Target. One Target way up there. No Walmart. Where's my Starbucks? My Starbucks up there. Okay. Foods. No.
now I will
No
say
Dollar General.
these areas, like in the Detroit area, like proper, like within the city proper, compared to Oakland County, which is due north of Wayne County, like you see where Royal Oak and like Big Beaver are, like just north of where, what is that,
Yeah,
that northernmost? Yeah. So like right there, like that's kind of right, basically the area where Oakland County kind of starts. And this whole area, it doesn't have as many rentals, but like it is a, quote unquote top of the line type of uh area, so to speak.
okay,
Because again, it's just literally everything north of Detroit is that whole Oakland County, and you've got like suburbs where it's just like, you know, just like night and day comparatively speaking.
sure. And you definitely got a lot of people moving in to owner occupy more housing here, for sure. So our rent to ratio is in the great 30% range. I like that. I am going to check out rent growth for this area for what is a 4 bedroom doing here for a 4 bedroom secure. That fantastic. Hey, that's rock solid. We got
Yeah.
32% rent growth in 2 years. I mean, your
Yeah.
4 bedrooms are renting for $1,000. Now they're at 1,400. I mean, that if you're looking for cash flow, you can't really ask for better than that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So definitely like that. That's great. And you'll notice, guys, another new thing when you go to rents, we've added 5 and 6 bedroom options for rents. Get some requests for that. Um, and of course, as a reminder, asset type. When you guys go to asset type now, and we click on property type, we can filter for multifamily and any type of project. So if we say we want to look in Detroit for where the most 2 to 4 unit buildings in Detroit, 2 to 4, city by zip code. The zip code that's the darkest green has the most multifamily. And
Oh,
Chester, that's yours.
nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
so this zip code in the entire city has the most multifamily. There's over
Awesome.
4,200 units worth of 2 to 4 unit buildings here. This is the epicenter.
Nice. Okay.
So
And
we
then,
can filter that over here, right? So we can see which zip code has the most 3 to 4 units. It's zip code 48204. There's 847 units worth 3 to 4 unit buildings. So that's how this works now. So you can laser focus on the areas with the best multifamily opportunity if you want them, or single family or larger multifamily if you want. So definitely a lot of
nice.
multifamily. So Chester, to show off our new search functionality, let's go ahead and look at some off-market multis here. And we're going to go ahead and use our new draw boundary.
Oh, nice.
So when you guys do draw boundary from the sidebar, we click these buttons and you can see I can just start drawing whatever I want. Now, once I double click, it makes this shape. If you want to edit this shape, you guys will notice that these 2 buttons are up here now. So I can click this hand icon, grab one of these white dots, and use that to shift my shape. I can
Nice.
also click this draw icon and then draw more shapes. Like, you know, I want this now, and just change it. Once I do that,
Oh,
and again, let's look for absentee owners, and I do search, it's going to only show me properties in that boundary. So that is now live. You can now draw boundaries. It's fully live and functional. CHS, there's over 4,000 multifamily here. We're going to have to get more specific than that. Okay. Let's only look at stuff that's under 200 grand and also look with stuff that has high equity out-of-state owners. You got
okay.
537, man. This you should be farming duplexes and fourplexes here.
Wow.
I got a lot of multifamily here for you. So let's get more specific. Let's say it has to be worth at least 50K. And let's say it has to be owned for at least 5 years. And let's say it has to be free and clear. I got
Wow.
228 property multifamilies between 50 and 200K, 10 that have been owned for 5 years that have a high equity, free and clear, absentee out-of-state owner. There's your list. And we have upgraded the lists. I think they're upgraded now. It might be on our next release where you can now upload or download 500 properties, or you can add 500 properties to a list instead of 25,
Wow.
which will be helpful. So there's a lot of multifamily there. Definitely the spot to look at. I'm gonna go a little bit more specific too and say, you know what, I want it to have at least 4 units only. Of course, we can look for do those filters. Hard part is we can find things that are duplexes. You're gonna figure that out. Okay. Oh wait, that's at a max. I guess at a max. Oops. But no. So there's a new draw boundary section for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely, and especially because that's like right near where my current property is. It's like literally where the pin is. It's like a few blocks north of that. Uh so that's why I was looking at the Monte Vista one at first because I was like, oh, not too far, but okay. Hmm.
Like what I'm seeing. Looks good. That was a real big tree. Wow.
Yeah.
Very large tree in your yard.
Yeah. It's like it's nice for the shade, but it's like
Yeah. I like the building type. Like these are some, you know, this you hear the term like you built like a brick house. I mean, like that's a nice pitched roof brick houses. I mean, here to Kingdom Come. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's the
just
whole neighborhood too. Yeah.
yeah, it's just good architecture right there. This is nice. Also, look at that lawn. Well
Yeah.
maintained, bushes trimmed. It's good
Yeah, very
news.
nice neighborhood. Yeah.
I like this a lot. I actually really like this.
So I'm almost curious, like now, admittedly, it's been on for, I think it came on today. So like maybe if it's still on, like in a couple of weeks, possibly,
Yeah, I mean, if you
maybe
could pick it
try
up
like
for a little bit,
90K.
yeah, I mean, if you pick it up, you're just going to boost your cash flow. I'm still a bigger fan of the duplexes for the return basis. What was that one? What was the
Yeah.
address for that one again? The
Give me
duplex.
one quick second. It was 1732 Lawndale.
Oh, okay. Let's check that one out. Satellite view. Let's take a little look see here. Yeah, there's a demo they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks great. Up down
Oh, actually,
duplex
yeah, as you
right
had
next
mentioned
to a.
that, I was gonna ask about the side by side update because that was one of the ones, I think the very first one when we were looking at the draw boundary search, like when you clicked into it, I saw where the doors were on either side of the property, and that's what made me think about that at first. So
Yep. So it's on the work. It's one of the next upgrades we have coming out on the being able to filter by stories.
nice,
This is good.
nice.
Let's see, you got here's a pair of properties that were built probably by the same guy at the same time. But nice property. I don't know what's going on here. It's like a little bit busier of a road in the other property. I think I like the street of the single family house better, but I like the cash flow of this deal a bit better.
Yeah, and I think this one I think was a fourplex. This
Yeah, this is the
building
one
right
next
here on the
door.
corner. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you probably got one, two, three, four. So a common access. Yeah, right here. Yep. One, two, three, four.
nice.
It's a really big fourplex. Yeah, there you go. There's a 4 unit right next door. So you can buy this 2 unit and then buy these 4 units.
Yeah, that actually would be nice. Yeah.
Start buying the block. I like it. Oh, and you got guys trampolines. You've got yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent, and especially because of the fact that on the map view, it's fairly close to the if you zoom out just a little bit more, think yeah, not too far from downtown. So like
No, not at all.
yeah, due east where you see like Mexican Town and then that loop where 75 is circling where it says Detroit. Like if you zoom back in just a little bit more, yeah, and then scroll a little bit to the east. Yeah, so you see like just east of Mexican Town where that loop is surrounding where it says Detroit, that is Woodward Avenue itself, and that's like sort of like the central downtown. So it's
Great,
not too far from downtown at all.
great. Yeah, it looks great. Like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's literally like I think was it the Lions, the Red Wings, the Pistons, who am I? Oh, and the Tigers. Like they're all right there downtown.
Nice. I gotta change my hot pink. I can't do the hot pink anymore. I gotta change that. We'll do a nice. I like cyan. Do a nice royal purple. There you go. So
Yeah.
let's see. I like that. Do a nice like purple, and we'll do I don't know purple and green. All my Hulk fans out there. There we go. Okay, that works for me. All right. Well, yeah. Hope that helps.
Yeah, no, that's definitely huge help. Yeah, like I said, the one that had popped up, what was it Monte Vista? That one literally had popped up today, and I was just like, you know, why not? Let's check it out because I know the other one I really wanted to look at. So I'm definitely gonna focus on that. Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, Lawndale, because trying to keep everything straight. But yeah, so I'm gonna focus on Lawndale. I'm not gonna even think about Monte Vista anymore. So definitely
Or
appreciate it, Donato.
you got it. Happy to help. All right. Any other questions I can help answer? So as a reminder, everything that's new as of tonight, you guys will get an email about tomorrow. You'll get a full email documenting every single new thing in a nice big list, like usual. And same thing, I plan to do one more release probably in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks probably, and another one first week of January or so. Getting through the next couple major upgrades that I want to be able to do as we, tighten the screws. So this is anything you guys see or have or upgrades that you want or things you can think of or tweaks. Please again email me, let me know. Because we're really getting dialing it in right now for everything we want to have. And Chester, I got your email about the floodplains, and so it's on the list. But before we finish up our session this evening, I want to ask any other questions, any other deals, any other
I do have
um
a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So I can send you the address that I'm looking at. But I'm looking at this place is on Dayton, and when I look
Okay.
at the sale comps, I scroll down and then there's one last one that I cannot see, and I have to keep scrolling and hold, and that's the only way that I can see it. But then
Okay.
it pops up. So I
What's
don't
the
know if it's an
address?
address problem. I can put it. It's 1204 Seneca Drive, Dayton. I can
Is it
put it.
Seneca Drive?
Yeah, there might be easier.
Okay.
So it's the
Sure.
last one that it pops up. So I don't know if it's an address
Okay.
or
Let's see here. 12. It's probably a screen size thing, but that's for me to figure out. I gotta figure out how I gotta make it look good on your screen and my screen. Okay, so here, oh, as a reminder for everyone, market data takes like 5 seconds to load. So when you see this saying loading data, it just means it's loading up the market charts. Once that's done, you'll see this button turn green saying the report is ready and the skip tracing is ready. And remember, if there are any linked properties, so if this person owns multiple properties, this linked properties button will light up and you'll be able to click that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to change this to be up here in the tab section where it'll say details and then linked properties. Pretty sure I'm going to do that. So you'll see if that's gone, that's where it is. But let's go ahead and check out sales comps. Okay. So I see my last sales comp as 622 Grafton. Is that what you're seeing?
let me check. No, I see something else.
Okay, well, do you have any filters on?
Let's say cell comps, only the square footage. No, and bed exact, bath exact, and then square footage, 5%.
5%. Okay, got it. Okay. All right. So the bottom comp that I see is 305 Burley Ave. So I'm showing
Mm,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 comps on this table.
yeah, I'm looking at so after Huron, I see Huron, add more, and that's about, and then I cannot see after Huron unless I scroll and keep it on the mouse.
Okay.
I cannot. Yeah, it bounces back.
Okay. So I will see if we can fix that. For now, on your computer, hold the control button and then click the minus button and do that twice.
So no, I'm on a Mac. I don't know if it makes a difference.
It shouldn't. Do you have a control key? I forget. Do Macs have a control key?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
hit that, and then there's you should see in the top right of your keyboard a plus button and like a minus or a hyphen button.
Yeah, I have a plus and a minus.
Okay, so go ahead and hold down the control key and then tap the minus button.
Okay.
Did that zoom your screen out a little bit?
No.
for Apple, you have to use the command or the Apple button instead of the control.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Dolores.
Yes.
Appreciate you. So command minus
Yeah.
minus.
Yeah, command minus. Yeah, so now I see, yeah, I see it all.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So that's one of the upgrades we're working on where it's boring stuff. But basically making it to where all of the margins are on a percentage basis so that it fits every unique screen size perfectly. We're like at the 95% level there, but sometimes certain screen sizes cut off a little piece of information. So the easiest way to fix that for now is just to hit that command zoom out button, and that will zoom out for BrightInvestor and help you see more of the information.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then I have like a random question mark floating around. Is the Donato's rule of thumb, the income growth?
Mhm.
It's on, before it was on my market trend, and now it's on the quick insights.
Market trend.
Yeah, I
You had
can. It's just like one of these question marks where you give your little tips.
and it's the income one.
Yeah, it's floating around. I don't know if I can send you.
Okay, that's good to know. The income we added those rules of thumb. The income one has been doing that. It's the only one that's been doing that. It's
Okay.
really frustrating because every other question mark behaves and follows the rules. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
for letting me know that. We're probably going to turn the
Okay.
income one off then for that and for that exact reason. Okay, thank you for that.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Do you want any support in analyzing this deal while we're here?
Sure, we can always look at it. Look, the population is terrible, but the rest we can take a look.
Okay, let's do it. Okie dokie. See here. See 69.9, 3.1, 12.39. 3.1, 12.39, 69 on off market. Okay, how long has it been on market for?
Came out
All
today.
right. Oh, brand new, 13 hours. That's why. We haven't done our 24-hour pull yet. So it's fine. Again, that's why we built it this way. Because you guys are faster than anyone else. Active. Also, isn't it cool that our estimated value for this property was $68,000 and they listed it at 69,000?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I was like seeing that. Okay. So first thing, all I do is update that. And a reminder, that only updates for your system. So no one else gets that information when you guys tweak it. It's just for you. It saves to your account. Okay, so I've got that. Okay. May Stone. Oh, it's owner occupied. Okay, so the person lives there themselves. Okay, they own it free and clear. Pop those sales comps right back on. I'm gonna do my 5% rule. I'm also gonna do a build year rule of 5 years. Da, 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 da. Okay. Great. Now I'm gonna turn off some of these obviously really low. Assuming this property isn't a tear down, which that is not a tear down. Outdated, but not a tear down. Then I'm just turning off some of these like $3,000. It's definitely not that. Gives me a price of about 90 grand. So solve 30K in equity here based off what I'm seeing. That's not too shabby. Okay. Now a lot of those properties are over here across this road. So I want to see what property is this one? That one right there. I'm interested in. Which one is that? That's filter by distance. Yeah, this one. This property sold for 41,000. Pull you up. Yeah. Sold for 41,000 2 months ago. 3-bed, 1 bath. What's going on with that roof? Okay. It's probably why the property went down. So you see, all I'm doing there is I just want to look at what property is the closest to me and what that sold for.
Yeah.
The other one, right, is a 3-bed, 1 bath that sold for 250 grand. Wow. Okay, so definitely interested in that. And remember, one of the next upgrades we're doing as well is the ability to tweak this. So you guys will be able to edit your sales comps as well. So if same thing, if you ever have any data tweaks you want to do here or somewhere else, you'll be able to tweak everything. That's a pretty big outlier. So I'm going to turn that comp off for now. Puts me at about 71,000. Yeah. Okay. That sounds about, so they've priced it pretty close to valuation. So I think the pricing is appropriate. A 3-bedroom, 1-bath property. We're going to go ahead and filter that for square footage. And I'm going to turn off some of my bigger comps. And I'm going to turn off some of my stuff that's underneath. All this stuff under 1,000 square feet, I don't really want to see. It's really not applicable. In my opinion, that is. That's great. All right, so we're at about $1,030. $55 a month for insurance. Oh wow, okay, appreciation is up 47% over the year. That's great. Price per square foot. Wow, projects here are taking a really long time to sell. Really long time to sell. 3 months. So we've had a huge slowdown here. Wow. Population's been pretty much flat, but look at that income growth. 110% in 10 years. That's fantastic. Very fast income growth. So I'm loving that. So we bought this for 68K, or we bought it for the list price of 69,900, and it rents for 1,035. And we put down, if we have a manager manage it for 10%. And what do you typically do for your repairs, vacancy, and capex? You want to keep it at 7? You want to go to 5 or 0? What would you like?
We can keep it at 7. It's fine.
Okay. So all in, I mean, $200 a month in cash flow. It's a 15% return, 3.5 cap. Decent cash on cash. It's a pretty low cash flow deal, but it's also 15K out of pocket. It's not bad, right? It's a low cap. I don't think there's anything wrong with this deal. This is a very run of the mill. At today's interest rates, you can put 20% down in cash flow on this single family rental. No, it's very, very straightforward. No, there's nothing too out of the pocket or too creative with this one overall. So not too
Right.
shabby. I'm gonna go ahead and make you a report. How's that purple
Thank
look
you.
for me? Oh, oh. I don't know about you guys, but that just looks beautiful. That's oh yeah, that's pretty. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, no problems, Laura. See you then. Okay. All right. There's
Thank
your
you.
report.
Thanks.
Okay. Absolutely. So we'll check that out. As far as the area now around that, I'm gonna do a real quick check here and see what's going on. You know, I kind of like that with the property. I've already done appreciation, population, and income. So all I want to do right now is check the rents. So the 3-bedroom, 1-bath rents for this part of Dayton, we're looking at, oh, hello. Okay. We've fallen pretty hard. Wow. That's interesting. So our rents have fallen pretty hard here from 1,500 to 1,100. Okay, so that's good to know. Rents here were doing a lot better. So the fact that we're averaging only 1,035 makes me feel much more comfortable. We're definitely building in some margin here. So there's the obvious historical potential for this to go up by 400, $500. Right now it's
So
not, but it could.
can I ask you why here you get the average rent, which is slightly more, but when you do the comps, it's a little bit lower. Why
Yep.
there's a
So
difference?
yeah, so we use multiple data providers. So in this case, this is looking for all 3-bedroom houses in this entire zip code. And that average is 1180. When we pulled the rent comp, we were just looking for 3-bedroom, 1-bath houses that were right around your property.
Okay.
So we can get much more specific on the rents there. But the reason that we have rent growth here is because I use this for the trend, right? So I'm using the individual rent comps to know what my property should rent for. I'm using rent growth to get an idea of, hey, are rents trending up right now, or are they trending down, or are they pretty much flat? So
Right.
here, rents have been trending down for a bit. And the fact that we're renting for $1,030 or so, the fact that that's below the average for the zip code makes me feel more confident because it means that you are building in some margin. You're going to be one of the more affordable options,
Mhm.
which means it's likely going to be easier to rent it out.
Right. Sure.
Now, asset type, I like always, I am going to see, what we're going to say. Yeah, let's see. I want to see where the multifamily is in town. This is a single family, but I'm interested in Dayton. Okay, so not a ton of multifamily here. We're gonna see what's going on. How about single family? Is this a hot spot for single family? Getting close to it. So this is one zip code to the left of you is a big hot spot of single family houses right over here and over here. So clearly, what does that mean? Where are people building single family houses? Where is that expansion happening for new development? It's here and here. That's where the single
Yeah.
families are being built.
Yeah, the one lower side is lower also in price. Is it probably the
Yep.
lowest in price zip code?
Okay. Good to know. So that means if I do my income for the entire city, right, I'll be able to check that out and see. That's probably one of the lower income parts of town. I'm gonna check my schools right around here. Below average, below average, below. So schools. Got some okay charter schools nearby. Okay. I'm gonna check out my businesses. How centrally located is this thing? Okay, so most of the restaurants are downtown. Medical's downtown. Coffee shop, park. Okay, so pretty much if you're living here, most of your entertainment is downtown or right to the north. Okay. So if I'm doing this, right, my appeal people is, oh, you can hop on Riverview Avenue and be downtown in 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, it's good to know. And I'll do a quick crime check as well, see what we got. It's always the fun part. Okay. Seeing some more violent assaults, weapon work over here. What's this? This is this month. Yeah. Larceny attempt and motor vehicle theft about 2 blocks over. Overall, quiet couple streets here. I'm gonna load a few more crimes and let's see what we can do. Go further back in time. A lot more crime up here to the north and the south. You zoom in here, yeah, not too bad. There's one fight that broke out back in October, but overall pretty quiet.
Mhm.
Not too bad at all. So like you see, I like
When I
this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. When I put on the deal analyzer, like the monthly rent, I usually just copy and paste from the rent comps. It does not read it, just so you know.
It does
Uh,
not read it.
yes, like I go on rent comps and I select it, and I don't know if
Mhm.
it's the comma, copy, and then I go on the deal analyzer to paste the rent, and it pastes it, but it doesn't change on the calculator, the
Okay, so
number.
and it only works if you type it in, you're saying?
Yes, yes.
To know. Okay, I'll look at that. So as far
Uh-huh.
as crime rise here, I like this right here a lot more than I like this.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a little bit rougher. That's a bit rougher. That's a rougher spot. So I feel pretty good about your area here. I like that. Yeah, you got a nice. I think you got a decent run-of-the-mill deal here.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was top for hour. So as a reminder, this is the last office hours until the new year. We'll be starting up again in 3 weeks on January 8th. So there'll be no office hours this Saturday, the 21st. There'll be no office hours the 25th, that's Christmas, 28th, or the 1st, or the 4th. So we'll start up again on the 8th of January for office hours. Give everyone a good time to enjoy their family. Uh, I have our notes here about the copy and paste for rent into the analyzer. Love that. All right, got the notes about the changing estimate price. Okay, got the notes on the turning on deal analyzer. All right, and I've got the notes on the on chart. Okay, great. Jason, of course, my pleasure. We will be starting off the new year with a special release. So we have something new we've been working on outside of the product development wise that will be we've been teasing for a little bit. We'll be announcing that via email in January. So watch out for that. It's a new level of, kind of get yourself to the next level when it comes to real estate. So we're pretty pumped to announce that come January. and we'll be doing a webinar probably I think mid-January with a welcome to the new year, giveaways, exclusive sneak peeks of some new stuff we've been chopping on, working on, and looking forward to having you all there. So until then, guys, have a great holiday season, and we'll see you next time.
All righty. Thanks.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Donata.
You
Happy
got it.
holidays. Merry Christmas,
You
everybody.
too. All righty. Bye.